Morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me as we take a look at your weekend forecast for Memorial Day weekend. And the weather looks great this weekend after a chilly start. Lots of frost this morning. Hopefully, if you had any sensitive vegetation out there, you covered it last night. Yeah, we've had some cold mornings with all this dry air lately, but it's going to lead to it's led to a lot of dry weather. And it is going to lead to this week, we're going to increase temperatures pretty significantly this weekend, and then again, and continue that through most of next week. With much more summer-like weather as we head through the next several days. Let's take a look at what's going on here across, the country satellite-wise. So we do have a sort of hybrid storm here, a few tropical characteristics with the system, as well as just some just general low pressure. As a system is basically going to cut off over the southeastern United States. Now, that's obviously bad for them for Memorial Day weekend. Not a great Memorial Day weekend if you're in the Carolinas, even in Georgia, as the system is going to back in a little bit up into Virginia. But for us, a high pressure is sneaking over the top of that, and the system is and the whole pattern is going to kind of slow down here across the Northeast and kind of get stuck. And we're going to get stuck underneath that high pressure system. Now, we did move in some cooler Canadian air. Obviously, that's why we have the cold temperatures this morning. But you can see we're building warmth across the central part of the country, and that's going to kind of fold back on top of us, which is going to lead us to having some temperatures in the 80s next week, a bunch of 80s, even some upper 80s maybe by the end of the week. So that's what's happening here across the country. You can see as we start off the day today, you can see there is a little bit of a system off to our east that's kind of helping us tap, but that's heading out. And it did help us tap the cooler air in across Quebec, which is why we're down in the low 30s, even a couple upper 20s in some spots across southern Vermont this morning. But again, you can see warmth is building. We're in the mid 50s across central Canada, even some 60-degree temperatures up near this low pressure system where they had lots of clouds last night, and that is going to kind of fold on top of us slowly throughout the weekend as temperatures moderate. And even today will warm up pretty quickly because that sun angle, real high with the sun angle, even though obviously we're starting off kind of chilly this morning. So if we take a look at, there's the upper level pattern, and this really kind of tells a story, right? We've got this cutoff low here. We have this little bit of a low pressure system to the east of the big ridge. This is headed out. This is not moving, and this which will kind of slow down the pattern with this cutoff low to our south, and this high will kind of build on top of us as a ridge, and that will allow for us to just be warm and dry for all of Memorial Day weekend. Basically no chance of rain, and the temperatures will progressively get warmer through Sunday and Monday, and then really the pattern holds for a lot of next week as well. There is a small chance on Monday that the very northern fringes of this kind of get blown in our direction. We have some high clouds on Monday. That's really the only chance for anything to change, even really weather-wise, except for temperatures as we go through. So what's that look like for your Memorial Day forecast? Today, temperatures up in the mid-60s, so a pretty good turnaround after starting off around 30 degrees for a lot of us this morning. Full sun, real nice, especially in the afternoon. By afternoon, a little chilly, like I said this morning, but then nice. We do have one more sort of cool night. No risk of frost tonight, so you don't need to cover stuff up again tonight. Temperatures will be in the 40s. Even the coolest spots will probably be in the upper 30s, so I don't think there's any chance of a real frost tonight at all anywhere. But still a little cooler than certainly you would normally see for this time of year. Saturday, temperatures, that's basically right about what you'd think is about normal for this time of year, low to mid 70s. Full sun, beautiful day, no humidity, really kind of perfect weather on Saturday. Temperatures fall back into the upper 40s to around 50 for a lot of locations. Sunday, beautiful day, the kind of summer weather that we love here in Vermont. That's a dry 79 degrees. You really just nothing to complain about on Sunday. Sunday is an amazing day weather-wise. Temperatures fall back into the mid-50s Sunday night into Monday. Monday, again, beautiful. Could be, like I said, a couple of clouds around. That'll hold temperatures back a little bit, but still nice upper 70s. Really nice on Monday. You can see those overnight temperatures continue to creep up. And particularly as we head towards the middle to late part of next week, we can make a run at upper 80s, and it'll start to get maybe a little uncomfortably warm. But this is one of these, if you had to rank kind of weekends, or even stretches of weather, you get a stretch of weather like this 2-3 times a year that's this nice. And it happens to fall on Memorial Day weekend. So if you've got outside plans, I'm sure many of you do, it's going to be great for it. It's going to be warm enough in those shallow river spots, maybe for the kids to swim if they really want to. Water's obviously still going to be kind of cold, but if you're young, maybe. In terms of if you're camping, great weather for that. If you're hiking, great weather for that. If you need to get some yard work done, great weather for that. Certainly just a really good holiday weekend. So try to enjoy that. Get outside and really enjoy that weather. And next week looks pretty good as well. No real solid chances of rain for the next through most of next week as well. So we'll have to kind of wait and see when the next time that happens. Thankfully, we've greened up, so the fire danger continues to drop, even though we have been quite dry lately. But again, with the foliage coming out, it makes it much harder for that to happen. So yeah, basically really good stuff. Let's take a quick look at those highlights. Let's not black me out, but let's show those highlights. A great Memorial Day weekend weather-wise. Temperatures are a bit below average today, before trending above average by Sunday, Monday. No threat of rain all weekend. Full sun for the most part as well, and temperatures will trend even warmer next week. It will feel like a summer week to end off May. All right. Thanks for joining me. I will be back on Tuesday with a look at your work week forecast next week. I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. They help support what I do here. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel before, I would encourage you to do so. It helps make sure you don't miss any of my videos, particularly when we get into the summer and they're a little more sporadic, and because the weather is a little more stable. That gives you a chance to know when they show up, and you don't have to go searching for them or anything like that. All right, thanks, and I'll be back on Tuesday.